Impromptu. Last minute. Chat. What's up, y'all? So we have an abridged version of the Salt and Pepper. We'll normally do this in a live stream format, but a lot's going on. I know the scene looks the same, like the live stream looks the same, but everything behind it is strange. But y'all don't see that side. Y'all just see in the frame, so it's cool. So we're not live streaming for an assortment of reasons, but we do have reactions, and I think the best way to do reactions is in the Salt and Pepper Lounge. You know, now we not able to go live, and that's cool, but we can still come together. You know what I mean? So over the next 4 or 5 or so videos, I don't know how many it's gonna be, looking like 5. Over the next 5 or so videos, it won't be live, but it will be the Salt and Pepper Lounge. You feel me? No loud, quiet work call. This is what we'll be reacting to, chat. Today and the next couple of days that we do this, okay? Malik Hooker then went on Keyshawn Johnson podcast. All right. He done went on Keyshawn's podcast, right? All facts, no breaks with Keyshawn. Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. And this is advice I give everybody. You know, take note, new YouTubers, new content creators, or people that want to do content. If you want to do content, hurry up. Do it now, because they're taking all the good football names, all the 2nd and 10s, 3rd and 5s, all facts, no break, the route tree, all the good football names are being taken. So if you wait around, somebody gonna take your name. All right, we're simply running out of podcast names. But on the All Facts No Breaks with Keyshawn Johnson show, him and his son are interviewing Malik Hooker. And look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. Let me just get a button ready. Let me lose Keyshawn first. I can't even find my mouse. Here we go. Let's just be honest. Y'all know how I feel about interviews, dog. Y'all know how. Y'all know. Got my juice, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Some celery in there, some other little stuff, some apple in there, some kale in there, some just a little concoction that we getting down with, whatever, in the Salt and Pepper line. But hey, man, look, this interview wasn't. It wasn't like many interviews, you know what I'm saying? So I'll just leave that there. But what we will do is we'll skip through it, okay? We're going to skip the whole first 30 minutes. We're going to bypass the whole first 30. The whole first 30 minutes we're going to skip, okay? Because that ain't nothing, you know, that ain't nothing I can use, okay? But he did ask some questions that we're going to turn into a few episodes of our show, okay? Let's run this for the cardio. We ain't doing nothing else. Appreciate y'all for being here in the lounge. This premiered 18 hours ago, 7,000 views. Let's see what happens here on this show. Let's just see what happens. 7,000 views. Let's see what happens. It's a live reaction, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I got through the first 30. I got through the first 30 and I walked away and I came back and the show had timestamps on it. Let me just walk y'all through how we're going to do this. The show has timestamps on it. So the timestamps we're going to react to is Mike Zimmer versus Dan Quinn. That's the first one that we're going to look at today. DQ versus Zim is what I have written down. And I think it's interesting when we listen to all these guys talk about DQ versus Zim and the differences, you know, the differences between them, right? Because we're 3 players in that have all hit new defensive. We're 3 players in, and all those players have said glowing things about Mike Zimmer so far. And I think that's normal when you get a new coach, you want to ingratiate him. You know what I'm saying? You want to say great things about But this is where I feel like politics is not involved, because they aren't just simply complimenting Zimmer. We're comparing and contrasting with Dan Quinn. Did you hear what I said?
Did you hear what I said?
No loud noises. There's been a couple players that went out their way to explain the differences between Zimmer and Quinn. DeMarvin Overshown. Sam Williams was first at the home run derby. Who else said it? Somebody else said it. Wanye Thomas said, hey, it's different. Wanye said, hey, we gonna stop the run. He demands that. Overshown says, hey man, look, we actually learning football now. Things are different than the old administration. We're learning the game now. We're not just being told what to do and how to do it. We're learning now. Sam Williams said, oh, I love this scheme, dog. I love this scheme. What you mean, Sam? Shit, I don't know, but I love it. Shit. What Sam Williams said. So I would love to add more trophies to the wall of shitting on Dan Quinn and now having Mike Zimmer. Okay, here's the latest version of that. Malik Hooker speaking on the differences. We're gonna keep the jazz music in the background. We're gonna keep that playing, but let's hear what Keyshawn got to say when he asked Malik Hooker.
The coordinator in Mike Zimmer, he sat out of coaching ball for a couple years. And he was a head coach in Minnesota, was previously the defensive coordinator in Dallas. Now he's back for a second tenure as the DC. How much you think a difference he'll make compared to what Dan Quinn was calling on defense?
I wouldn't necessarily say how much of a difference because that they will be calling, because I mean, we are where we are. Like, we were successful in the defense we played in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had great success and we had some down.
Okay, I was just about to correct him. Look, I should have let him finish. I should have let him. I should have let him finish. Okay, my bad. Go finish your statement, Malik. My bad. I almost cut you off.
Like, we were successful in the defense we played in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had great success and we had some downfalls in the defense. So,
run game. No loud. No loud war calls in the Salt and Pepper Lounge. Okay. Let's get back to what he's saying.
Them as coaches, I feel like, especially with the team we got, their job ain't to go and, bring a whole new XYZ or whole new system. Like, he pretty much just made it easier to the point of he's nothing less than demanding of what he wants done on the field. Like, and I feel like, I'm not saying Dan Quinn didn't do that either, because DQ, like, I love DQ. Like, we still talk to this day, man. He's one of the guys that he's a big reason why I'm here in Dallas still and why I got to Dallas.
Yeah. But
there's a certain way that you got to coach certain guys. Different guys are being able to coach a certain way. And I feel like because of how player-oriented DQ was, like, guys will relate to him and he wouldn't have to coach a certain way that, Zim does now. You see?
Certain guys, what'd he say? Certain guys, you got to coach a certain way. Quinn is a player's coach. Some players, you can't be player's coach. What'd he say?
There's a certain way that you got to coach. Talk to this day, man. He's one of the guys that he's a big reason why I'm here in Dallas still and why I got to Dallas.
Yeah.
But there's a certain way that you got to coach certain guys. Different guys are being able to coach a certain way.
Pause. Who are these guys? Because Malik is not speaking about Falcons players. Malik is not speaking about the Washington Football Wizard kids. Oh, well, when Dan Quinn gets to Ridgeway, he's going to have to teach him different than he teaches Deron Payne. Like, he's not. That ain't what he's saying. He's talking about Cowboy players here. And I'm good for a little follow-up. I'm fantastic for a little follow-up. We can run some follow-ups here. I don't want to just live in this world where band going crazy. I don't want to live in this world where Malik say something and I don't follow up. Now, Keyshawn's not gonna come up here and be like, "Oh, well, who you think is Quinn friendly but not Zimmer friendly?" Did you hear what I said? You know, you ain't got to tell me who those guys are, but immediately, me as a content dude, at least, or me as a dude that's analyzing the situation or whatever, I want to know who them dudes is. It takes me back to when me and Will still talked about it. Shouts out to him, Scott Walker Still on A to Z Dallas in the morning, 8:30, 10:30. I was like, hey man, I wonder what are we gonna learn from this situation? What are we gonna learn about Quinn guys? And can they transition into being Zim guys? How much is it gonna cost to turn one of these Dan Quinn pies into Zimmer pies? And it may cost a lot. It may cost a lot. What I mean by that, it may cost a lot, right? You know what I mean by that. If I'm Dorrance Armstrong, I may not. I would much rather play with the Washington Football Wizards and follow Dan Quinn. Dante Fowler, I would much rather. I'm not going to say which Cowboy in particular, because that'll just be me guessing and we trying to get these interviews, you know? But I wonder, Malik this has to come from somewhere. This got to come from something. The idea that you got to coach certain guys a certain way. Is it Mike? Mike wasn't. I heard one day Michael wasn't all the way fooling with Dan Quinn. I don't know if that's official. I'm just saying what I thought I may have heard. I don't know. The first culprit you would think would be Sam, right? You would think, oh, well, Sam Williams is going to be the first guy that falls by the wayside here. But Sam said, yo, I'm excited about Zimmer. Sam said this. I don't think D-Law's the guy you got to baby. Who's the guy that you got to hold their hand in the Zimmer era? We'll see. But let's continue to listen to what Malik had to say.
And I feel like because of how player-oriented DQ was, like guys will relate to him and he wouldn't have to coach a certain way that, you know, Zim does now. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, you heard all the story. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, is Zim still quiet as a church mouse, or does he say anything? Or because he really never, man, he like, when he was my DC, quiet as a church mouse, don't say nothing. Just kind of, you know, approach it differently.
Yeah. And he comes in there because, you know, we're like in these first couple phases, like OTAs and whatnot, we'll have meetings and he'll come in there, he'll talk at the beginning of the meeting. And then you won't see him again, but he'll come in the meeting room while you're in there and you're with your position coach or whatever, just to check things out. He really won't say anything then. But on the field, yeah, you're going to get coached. He's going to talk to you on that field. Like whether you a safety, whether you're a linebacker, whatever the case may be, he's going to come down and he's going to coach you all. So I think that's what I love about him, as well as, you know, like I said, him and DQ are different. He's more like, he going to give you a couple chances to mess up, but if you keep messing up, you can't get it right, I'm going to get somebody else in there. To whereas DQ was more player oriented to, if something couldn't get done right or we kept messing up on something, he would just try to, I guess, level it down to make it easier for everybody to be able to still go out there and do what they was going to do, but it just wouldn't be what he was asking for in that moment, you know?
What you say now, Chuck? What'd he say? What Malik say? What'd he say? He said, okay, let's break that down a little bit by bit.
You on that field, like whether you are in the meeting room while you're in there and you're with your position coach or whatever, just to check things out, he really won't say anything then. But on the field.
So Zimmer's putting a lot of the responsibility on his assistants, right? Hey, teach this, and it better be like this when we get to the practice field or whatnot. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're going to get coached. He's going to talk to you on that field. Like whether you a safety, whether you're a linebacker, whatever the case may be, he's going to come down and he's going to coach you all.
What player has a problem with this? I got a ton of follow-up questions, right? But, you know, they're not going to talk about this. But what player would have a problem with that? Hard coaching. What player would have a problem with hard coaching? I got questions, chat. Hashtag we got questions.
So I think that's what I love about him, as well as, like I said, him and DQ are different. He's more like he gonna give you a couple chances to mess up, but if you keep messing up, you can't get it right. I'm gonna get somebody else in there.
I think that's humongous. That's gigantic. That's huge. I'm gonna let him finish, then I'm gonna come back and make this point.
So whereas DQ was more player oriented, if something couldn't get done right or we kept messing up on something, he would just try to, I guess, level it down to make it easier for everybody to be able to still go out there and do what they was going to do, but it just wouldn't be what he was asking for in that moment.
Is that why cornerback 2 was such a problem?
Did you hear what I said?
Not last year, right? Because shouts out to, who was it, like Fuster King or something like that? We're having the last roundtable. Fuster King was like, yeah, man, having talented players made Dan Quinn lazy. Having players that are so talented, it made Dan Quinn lazy. So when you got 2 great corners, you don't have to protect a corner, right? You don't have to protect Deron Bland as much or protect Gilmore as much. When we were struggling at cornerback 2, everybody was like, hey, why don't we switch the coverages though? Why don't we change the coverages? Dan Quinn to fix that problem is we just ain't gonna change the coverage. We just gonna run what we run. Zimmer's stance is, hey dog, we gonna have to change the coverage. We have to do something for the greater good of the damn football team. And if you can't pick it up, you gotta sit down, dog. That's humongous. Y'all, what the hell wrong with y'all? Y'all don't think that's crazy? No loud noise because we're in the Salt and Pepper Land. But that ain't humongous to y'all? That's gigantic here. Especially considering, like, we're coming off the Zimmer era. And if y'all watch film, you can watch with me at Patreon is where we watch film at, or you just been watching, whatever. Watch it on your own. You watch the games. It'll be a lot of times I'll be like, man, dog, why are we not doing XYZ? Why aren't we maximizing this player's potential doing XYZ? Why? I mean, this player can do it, but why is he there when he will be much better over there? Is it because those players couldn't grasp diversity? I got questions, dog. Hey, chat, hashtag we got another minute to go. Let's listen to what he's saying.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference for him. And I feel like even these past couple of weeks of having this new system and going out there OTAs and doing everything we've been doing, like, you can tell the difference of, I would say, discipline that we're going to be this year.
Yeah, Keyshawn. Yeah, that's my face too. That's my face too, Keyshawn. That's my face too. That's my face too. You can tell we're going to be a little more disciplined this year. What do you say?
Going out there OTAs and doing everything we've been doing, like, you can tell the difference of, I would say, discipline that we're going to be this year.
You can tell how much more disciplined we about to be. I can feel it in the air. Boom, boom, boom. You can feel how disciplined we about to be. I'll make it work with Dorrance, even though he can't figure it out. Instead of, all right, which one of y'all know how to do this? I'll just play y'all instead. You know what I'm saying? We about to beat the shit out of Washington, if anything. That's what this tells me. But you can feel the expectation of disciplined football in here. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Like, it's like you, if you watch a lot of our games, like a lot of the big games we lost, I mean, yeah, there were plays made, but a lot of the times we were shooting ourselves in the foot, jumping off sides and giving team another fresh set of first downs.
Goddamn right.
I watched every game. You ain't talking about if I watch. Oh, I watch every game. Trust me. I watched them all. Every play. I can tell you everything that went on.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm actually glad that we're able to talk about it because ball, and like a lot of people get out there and they think because of a big run and somebody missed the tackle, the plays on somebody that missed the tackle, like But they be forgetting that football is 11-man game. So if one guy ain't
I was with you, Malik. What you say now, Chuck? You say the people that's missing the tackles, that ain't on them, that what you say? What you say now, Chuck? Let me run that back. Let me see what he's talking about. Hold up, darling. Band, please. Just turn the band down a little bit. Malik said, what now?
out there and, they think because of a big run and somebody missed the tackle, the plays on somebody that missed the tackle, but they be forgetting that football is 11-man game. So if one guy ain't in their gap correctly or holding their gap correctly, it makes everybody else look bad, and that's the part that I feel like we're nailing down on, and we're going to take a bigger step in this year as far as.
But it is on them. Let's not act like it ain't on them. It's on them. I mean, I get what he's saying, like if it's a big B gap run and the person in B gap miss, everybody look crazy, but it's still on B gap character. It's still on them.
As just discipline. Like once we even nail that down and guys being able to be disciplined down the stretch or in the playoffs or even in, special moments like 2-minute moments and stuff like that. Like I feel like we're going to be even a better defense, and hopefully, I can't really speak on the offensive side because I haven't really been with the offensive. No, I'm saying like I haven't been with the offense.
I ain't trying to get you in trouble. No. But look, check this.
The offense is always a top unit, sir. We waiting on you. Yeah, look at Keyshawn. Me too. Me too, Keyshawn. I know. Chat, there's a lot of interesting tidbits there. I would love to know what y'all think about that. We're going to continue to watch and break down this series. Y'all be sure to tap in with me. We got a lot to break down here. You know what I'm saying? This was a pretty lengthy episode, but life goes on, Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're going to listen to some more quotes on the next episode. Y'all hold it down. Appreciate it.